I'm in the woods. I had some time to reflect and to find some peace, and I wanted to share with you what I've thought about today. It's ultimatums in relationships. So, why I want to talk about this is because I think a lot of times we really try to fight for respect and love in today's world, and it's really hard to feel like you have control over a situation that you seriously do not have control over. And I think we fight for that control. And I just want to kind of share with you my thoughts on this. So, when you're dating somebody, especially in the beginning, and you are getting to know them, it's important that you know a couple things. One, who you are. If you don't know who you are and you don't know what you're looking for in a relationship and you don't know what your non-negotiables are, you are going to struggle because you're going to go down these paths with these people and you're not going to know like what it is that you are really searching for. So you're going to go down a path like this. I know from experience. I would put aside the things that I thought were important because I thought maybe one day it would align, or I'll change their mind, or I'll convince them to kind of jump on ship with me on this side. And that's not the way to go about things. Especially if you're first dating somebody, you have no ties with them, you haven't moved in yet, you're just dating. So getting to spend some time with yourself and learn how to respect and love yourself is so vital, because the more you love and respect yourself, the more that people are going to gravitate towards you. And I'm telling you, like, there are going to be people who want to kind of crush that. So the more you get to know and love yourself, the more you can walk away from people who are not going to do the same for you, who are not going to love and respect you, because you know who you are so well that you know how to sense if somebody's being mean or disrespectful to you. And it took me a while to get to know that. Another thing is, do not be afraid to have hard conversations at first. I think a lot of people think, oh, we don't have to get into anything too heavy at first. Why not? Don't you want to be on the same page? Don't you want to know who you're going to start spending time with? Why go through 6-7 dates with somebody just to like them and, oh, I think they're attractive and I like them. But there are like crucial things that aren't lining up. So now you have feelings and it's going to be harder to end things. Have those hard conversations right off the rip. I mean, you don't have to like make that the first thing you talk about, but it is important to be like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. Maybe things are going good and you're on your date, things are going good. You can stop and say, like, hey, this is what I'm looking for in a relationship. Like, what is it that you're looking for? And see if those things align, because if they don't, it is okay to be like, hey, I had a good time, but I'm going to go my separate way. It's okay, because in life, these things are going to happen. We don't have to have a connection we don't have to have these connections with everybody. Sometimes you're going to connect and it's not going to work. It's going to fizzle. And sometimes you're just not going to like people and they're not going to like you. And that's okay. The more you like and know yourself, the easier it is to walk away from people that are no longer good for you or not going to serve you in this lifetime. So I think it's very important to get to know yourself. Another thing when you're dating is having the independence for yourself to be able to know that what are you going to do to better my life, instead of, I need this person to survive. How is this person going to better my life? And I think a lot of times, well, from my experience and from a lot of people that I know, it's easy to like fall in love with somebody really fast, move in with them really fast, and then all of a sudden you're kind of stuck in this lease, or you're stuck in this situation where now you kind of need each other to survive because rent's expensive and you're doing this 50-50 thing. This is something that I learned from experience. It can be very, very toxic when you move in with somebody and you don't have anything solid and you don't know that person fully yet, you don't know yourself, and then all of a sudden things go south. If you are in a position where you need the other person to survive financially and you don't have any ties and you're just dating, it can be really messy. So please do those do those steps first before you get yourself into a situation. Or if you're in a situation like that, I do suggest like talking to a therapist and trying to get like some sort of a plan set out if you think that you guys are not gonna be together anymore. It happens a lot. And in fact, I see a lot of people that I love, and I've been in this situation where you end up having to live together because you have a lease or you have rent and you can't break that lease because of it. So I'm just telling you from experience, do that hard work on yourself first before you get yourself in a situation like that. So ultimatums. The reason why I want to say this is because when you get into a situation like that, you might be like, listen, we either need to do therapy or I'm done. When you get to that point and that person isn't showing any interest in it, and they are like, oh, I'll do therapy, but I'm gonna do it later because I don't want to pay for it now, or maybe I'll do it one day, and they're not taking you seriously. If you're not actually going to walk away and you're not actually going to go through with that, they're not going to take you seriously, and you're not respecting yourself. In fact, you're showing that person that you don't respect yourself, and it turns into a very toxic like situation for you, mainly because you are going to fight with yourself. You're going to think, okay, well, maybe he will do it. Maybe one day he will do it. You're not doing what you say you're gonna do. If you say like, I'm gonna end this if we don't move forward, or if we don't work on ourselves, or if we don't get therapy, and you don't actually do it, you're showing yourself that you don't take yourself seriously. So why would that person? I'm telling you from experience, like ultimatums are, in my opinion, like they can be make or break. Like if you tell somebody, do this or else, and they don't do it, you better be confident enough to follow through with that threat, because if you keep staying and things keep doing this round and around, why would they change? Seriously, why would they change? If they have it made and they have somebody paying half their rent and they're dating you and nobody else gets to have you, but at the same time you guys aren't happy, but they're just living in their own misery with you, like I have a serious question. Why would they take you seriously if you don't take yourself? Why would they respect you if you don't respect yourself? Think about that. I'm asking you seriously. Like, why would someone respect you if you don't respect yourself? I think you need to think about that and to really understand why it is that you aren't going through with these things. If it's because you're scared or if it's because of financial situations, this is why I think therapists can be really helpful, because they can help you dive into that and kind of guide you on maybe the next steps. Now, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a relationship expert, but I will say I have a ton of advice on this, or a ton of wisdom on this from my own personal experiences, and I had to learn the hard way, these hard truths. And with a lot of therapy and a lot of guidance, I have learned a lot about relationships and why I would do these things, where I would say like, basically, if we're not engaged by this time, I'm done. And I never would be, because I was scared. I didn't want to go through with it. And so why would that person change if I'm not willing to respect myself enough to go through with what I say? So I just wanted to share that little story time with you, and those little I don't know, life lessons I had to learn the hard way, because it can be rough when you really, really want something to work out and you invest time into somebody. You don't want to lose that, but at the same time, that sadness is actually like, you need to really look inward and respect yourself and get to know yourself and have a relationship with yourself, because that way you are confident in choosing who you choose, and like the patterns are going to change. You're no longer going to choose people who are going to disrespect your boundaries or who belittle you or are mean to you. So I hope if you get anything from this video, like it. I hope it's helped somebody out there today. I'm here for you. I understand, like, life is tough. It's rough. And so having people connect and share their stories, I think, is important. Maybe it'll help you out with some clarity.